What's going on, guys? Welcome back to PewTube. So today I've got a video for you guys over battle belts. Now I'm not going to show you how to set them up because there's 100 videos out there. Go watch one of them. I'm not going to tell you how to do that. What I am going to do, however, is I'm going to give you a comparison over a couple different options out there. Picking the right battle belt for you is kind of difficult because there's a lot of options. Some fit better than others, some feel better than others. It just kind of depends on the person. So what we've got for you today is we've got SafeLife Defense and we have got Core Essentials. So this is the belt that I've worn for a couple years now. The black one, the camo one, that one is one that Core Essentials recently sent out to me. Thank you guys for that. What we're going to do is we're going to show you the capabilities and limitations of both of them and kind of help you guys make your decision. So one thing that's pretty big to consider is the sizing of your belts. So to start off, the SafeLife sizing on it is available from 24 to a 60-inch waist. So it has a pretty wide variety of what you can fit. However, you do have to order the right size for you. They have been small, medium, large, extra large. Pick whatever works for you and go from there. These are a 2-inch thickness. So this is 2 inches right here. 2 inches is pretty big, you know what I'm saying? And they do require adjustment beforehand. So what I mean by that is you have to fit it exactly to your waist size beforehand. And then once you put it on, it will lock on exactly where it needs to. There's no quick adjusting later on. So moving on, we do have the Core Essentials. These are 1 3/4 this way, which is pretty good. It's not super thick, but it's plenty big enough. Core Essentials will fit from a 28 to a 54-inch waist, I believe. You can double check me on that, but they do fit a pretty wide variety. If you're outside that size range, the Core Essentials might not be the right belt for you, but keep that in mind. They do have a locking track for quick adjustments later on, so if you put it on and it doesn't fit exactly right, say you gained a little weight or lost a little weight, you can always just size it down and then hit this little lever to loosen it up. So that is pretty nice. So one thing that I've talked to some people is kind of important to them is being able to get your belt off in a emergency situation. The emergency may be that you're in a tight spot, you need to get your belt off to be able to slip through a small area, or maybe you just had some Taco Bell and now you're having a really rough time. So what we're going to do is we are going to see how fast it is to be able to take off the Core Essentials belt. All right, so emergency, gotta go. I'm very familiar with the Core Essentials buckle and style, so it's pretty easy for me to get these off and put them back on pretty quick. I do it every day at work. So now let's do that same test with the SafeLife Defense. This should be pretty fast because of this Cobra buckle, but we'll see. And go. So still pretty fast. I'm a little bit faster with the Core Essentials just because I use it all the time, but it is a very quick way to get it off. As far as the stiffness of the belts, the SafeLife Defense, one thing they show on their website is how rigid they are. And I will be the first to tell you they are extremely rigid, almost to the point of being limiting on your mobility. So moving your hips side to side is a little bit harder with the SafeLife. It's not bad because it does keep your equipment from sagging, but that is something to keep in mind. The Core Essentials belt is still stiff, but it's not nearly as stiff as the SafeLife Defense belt. I do like the stiffness of these. They're not crazy, but they are plenty good enough to keep your stuff from sagging off your body. Next thing we want to talk about is weight capabilities. So the weight capabilities are mostly going to come down to whatever the buckle is. The ANSI Cobra buckle is rated at 200 pounds, I believe. I'd have to double check that, but it's rated for a lot of weight. You're never going to break this buckle. If you find a way to, congratulations, you're a special human being. Core Essentials, they do rate theirs at 20 pounds. We're going to figure that out today. I've got a little test made up that we should be able to figure out if it's capable of holding 20 pounds or if it's capable of holding more. All right, so to test out the weight capabilities of these two belts, you notice I have a little cable here, and I've got a truck with a winch. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna hook it to the front of the belt, and I'm just going to lift myself up. I don't see anything that could go wrong here. Cinch that sucker down. And again, keep in mind, this is rated to hold 20 pounds on this buckle. So we will see how well this works. And some of you may be wondering, why does this matter? If you ever need to pull up one of your buddies or somebody needs to pull you up by your belt, this might be helpful to know if it'll hold your weight. I weigh about 140, so we'll see how this goes. Okay, so conclusion. Turn around here. The core essentials will hold a lot more than 20 pounds. So, next test. Oh, nope, the wrong way. There we go. All right, now what we're going to do is we're going to do the same exact test with the SafeLife Defense belt. And before I hear any of you in the comments saying, "Oh, well, that belt doesn't fit you right. It's too big." Yes, I'm very aware. I'm not a big guy, and these belts are very difficult to adjust perfectly. I got it close enough, called it good enough. So we're going to do the test right here. Still does the same thing. So here we go. To the skies.
Into the sky!
Just as I suspected, the SafeLife is holding up just fine. The ANSI buckle is not having any issues, and this is getting uncomfortable, so I'm going to go back down. Okay, so both belts will definitely hold at least 140 pounds, give or take. Another thing that's typically pretty important for a lot of guys is how easily you can add attachments to it, because I get it, putting attachments on some of these belts can be a nightmare. I will say Core Essentials is pretty easy. All you have to do is straighten that belt out, and the loops will actually open up a little bit, so it's a little bit easier to do that. I was actually able to swap all of my stuff from my black belt over to the multicam belt in about 10 minutes, which I could definitely not say about the SafeLife. The SafeLife is just super stiff and super tight on the webbing. Whenever you straighten it out, it opens up just a little bit, but they're still extremely, extremely tight on putting your attachments on there. And I know a lot of people are gonna be like, "Oh, well, if they're tighter, that means your stuff's gonna move around less." True, but the Core Essentials does tighten up a lot once you actually put it on your body and stretch it around your body. So once it's like this, these tighten down really well and keep your stuff from shifting a lot. These are just super tight. So I do like that about the SafeLife, that it's tight, but it's also kind of a pain to put stuff on it, take it off, and modify it for different situations. So another thing that some people might consider is kids misbehave. And, you know, sometimes you need to be able to use whatever belt is handy to do what you need to do. Now, with the SafeLife, that would be child abuse. You would go to jail for that. Now, with the Core Essentials, here's the cool thing. You'll have this leftover piece here, and this will make a great example of how you can use it for disciplinary purposes. Upon further review, this does hurt quite a bit, so use at your own risk. CPS may get involved, but you never know. So in conclusion, my conclusion, I just lean towards the Core Essentials. I like them more. They're more comfortable for me, easier to adjust. Plus, now seeing that they will hold at least my weight, that's plenty good enough for me. Everybody has their own decisions. Make your own decisions, make your own conclusions from this video. This is just me showing y'all a few different things you might consider. Like I said, Core Essentials, very comfortable, very easy to adjust, 140 bucks. I believe these are more expensive than Core Essentials belts. They're not as comfortable, they're not as easy to adjust. I just like the Core Essentials. I've got all their stuff anyways, so I will continue to run Core Essentials until something changes my mind. But there are also other options out there. There's things like companies like Sub-Second, Blue Alpha Gear, We the People. There's a ton of different battle belts out there that you can look at. You really can't go wrong on any of them. But one thing I would definitely recommend is don't buy one with plastic buckles. Either get one like the Core Essentials that has a very strong, sturdy buckle that's easy to adjust, or the Cobra buckle. Either one of these options are very durable, very sturdy, so pick one accordingly and stop buying the plastic buckles. I want to say a huge thanks to Core Essentials for sending me out the battle belt that I will continue to use. I will now start using my black one for competition. If y'all go ahead and decide to get yourself a Core Essentials belt, be sure to let them know that PewTube sent you. I do really appreciate you guys watching all the way through the video, and stay tuned for the next one. See you guys.